Many thanks, Frank. Entertainment news is next.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, and action.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. Kevin Hart is finally putting his old sex tape scandal totally in his rearview mirror now that his former friend JT Jackson has been cleared of a criminal wrongdoing in the case. Kevin posted a video announcing the good news for Jackson, saying he couldn't speak about the case previously because the legal process was still playing out. He admits, quote, "I'm happy that that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence." End of quote. It's a big win for Jackson, who Kevin once believed had tried to extort him over the 2017 video recorded in Las Vegas hotel room. Jackson had been hit with 4 charges: attempted extortion, attempted concealing and selling stolen property, unauthorized use of personal ID, and identity theft. The first 3 had been dropped due to insufficient evidence back in 2019, and now the final charge for identity theft has gone the same way. Kevin says he's putting the whole issue behind him and moving on, and we are sure Jackson's happy to be able to do the same. Hong Kong's legislature passed the new film censorship law on Wednesday to safeguard national security, though critics say it will dampen creativity in its world-famous movie industry and further reduce freedoms in the former British colony. China imposed a sweeping national security law over its most restive city last year, and Hong Kong's legislature has no opposition. Lawmakers left after mass resignations from the pro-democracy camp in protest against the ousting of some colleagues. The Hong Kong government says the film censorship law was aimed at content deemed to endorse, support, glorify, encourage, and incite activities that might endanger national security. The law empowers Hong Kong's chief secretary, the second most powerful figure in the city's administration, to revoke a film's license if it is found to be contrary to national security interests. Punishment for violating the law includes up to 3 years imprisonment and fines of up to 1 million Hong Kong dollars. That's it on Entertainment News. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. It's now back to Michael.
Thank you very much, Omobolanle. Sport news comes up next.
On sports business at this hour, a Czech-based billionaire is within days of agreeing the purchase of a big stake in West Ham United that could lead to a full takeover. Daniel Křetínský, who owns the Czech top-flight side Sparta Prague, has big stakes in Royal Mail and J. Sainsbury and is in advanced talks to acquire a 27% stake in the Premier League club. The transaction could be announced as soon as the first weekend of November when West Ham United takes on Liverpool at London Stadium. Financiers have disclosed that the deal is expected to include an option to take full control of West Ham United after an unspecified period. Mr. Křetínský's initial stake purchase is likely to value the club at between £600 million and £700 million, according to an individual that is briefed on the transaction. Křetínský proceeds to take full control of West Ham. It would end the decade-long control of David Gold and David Sullivan, who acquired the club in 2010. If confirmed, it will be the latest in a series of major deals involving Premier League clubs following the controversial sale of Newcastle United to a Saudi-led consortium. A minority stake in Wolverhampton Wanderers also changed hands in recent weeks as clubs seek to fortify their balance sheets in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Křetínský, who owns assets in the energy, media, industrial and retail sectors, has become a significant player in corporate Britain and now ranks as the largest shareholder in Royal Mail and the second largest in Sainsbury. And still talking sports business, US betting and fantasy sports company DraftKings has ended its $22.6 billion pursuit of UK-based company N10. After recently extending its negotiating period for 6 months to secure the acquisition, DraftKings has now become the second US company to walk away from a deal with N10 after MGM's $11 billion deal was turned down in January. Due to British legislation, the gambling company DraftKings is now unable to submit an additional bid for N10, which owns numerous betting brands, including Ladbrokes, Coral, and Bwin, for at least 6 months. N10 revealed the initial proposal from DraftKings in September, with the US betting company offering $3.86 per share to be paid in both stock and cash. The DraftKings deal was said to be complicated by MGM Resorts and N10's co-ownership of the BetMGM. And that's it on Sports Updates. I'm Samson Olede.
Thank you so much, Samson. And with that, we end the news. Thank you very much for being part of it all. I'm Michael Nath.
Body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447, 080 35 64 4436, 070 66 63 8213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Welcome to another edition of The Arena right here on iBrandTV, coming to you live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Just when the crisis that has engulfed the leadership of the Nigerian Basketball Federation for some time looked like being put to rest with the elective Congress, the crisis got flamed up by the controversial decision of the Ministry of Youth and Sports to suspend the elections. The statement of the ministry reads, and I quote, "Having reviewed the crisis around the Nigerian Basketball Federation and in consideration of the several attempts by the supervising ministry to resolve the lingering crisis and fractionalization in the basketball family, the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development hereby directs an indefinite suspension of the Nigerian Basketball Federation's elective Congress scheduled for 30th October 2021 in Benin City. All concerned stakeholders are expected to take note." The statement further reads that the decision is necessary to avert further deterioration of the leadership crisis and towards finding a workable solution to the current disagreements within the Federation. The rancor-free development of basketball in Nigeria is of utmost importance. End of quote. Meanwhile, the Electoral Committee set up by the Sports Ministry for the Nigerian Basketball Federation elections has vowed to go on with the polls on the 30th of October, despite the ministry suspending the polls indefinitely. The chairman of the Nigerian Basketball Federation's Electoral Committee, Larry Glover, in a statement on Wednesday said, and I quote, that the committee was not aware of any change. The statement further reads that the Electoral Committee is unaware of anything that has changed since that time that may justify a volte-face on the holding of elections. The Electoral Committee was set up by a duly constituted Congress of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, and it is responsible to that Congress whose authority is supreme. End of quote. I sat with Emmanuel Okolo, the basketball coach of the University of Lagos, to discuss the lingering leadership crisis of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, the challenges facing the sport, and lots more.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
We have a major event that's going to come up right now, and that's the Nuga Games, which University of Lagos is going to host come March 2022 at the sport complex here, University of Lagos. I'm using that venue also to invite everybody to just come and be part of it. Yes, we have a bright chance of performing very well in the Nuga Games because Lagos State is actually, let me use that word, because that's where University of Lagos is situated. It's actually the home of basketball, and we have a lot of kids that are also getting an education and also playing basketball, because that is the sole aim of the university. You know, there's an interaction between the university and the community. We will encourage all the youth to get an education and also follow their passion.
Like every other sporting sector, basketball has its fair share of challenges, and this was highlighted by Coach Emmanuel.
Well, there's a lot of challenges, and if you want to carry on basketball as a career, because one, our educational system from the primary school is not really concrete, because the kids are supposed to have started being introduced to basketball from actually the nursery section down to the primary, and then they move to the secondary school before they now transit into the university. But that's not always obtained in Nigeria here. There's only some few kids that have that opportunity, and also we have some individuals that are trying to help the kids to get to follow their passion, because they introduce things like basketball clinic and then other things. You see, the kids actually need to get down to a playground, and also there are not lots of coaches that are involved, and it's a tough one in Nigeria anyway. But a few of them have opportunity of going into good programs, and from there they also now are able to achieve their dreams, because that's why we have a lot of them in the NBA, because there are some programs that are set around in some places in the country where they have that opportunity. But what we do, actually, we have a playground where we try as much as possible to pick up any kid that we see that are potential, and we try to work with them. And we have a couple of them that have even traveled in that process. You know, but the system in Nigeria is not as ideal as as obtained in America, because in America they have a different structure. But here, there's only some universities that have something that they call some sport list, where they assist candidates that are athletics in kind in different sports, especially basketball, where they now, you know, they encourage, and they have this benchmark that you have to meet. Then once you have that benchmark, they're going to test you to see whether you really have that potential, and then if you're good, you'll be given admission. So that's what we do. That's the way that the university actually help to encourage these kids to achieve their dream by coming into school. The basketball kits are expensive, but some actually go to get fairly used shoes, which are lesser than the new one, And then they have also less quality balls that they can manage for a couple of months, that once they go to the sport shop, they could get them. But very good ones are quite expensive because of the dollar rate. I can't fix the price on it, but I know that was at one time it was about 25,000 to get a good ball. But I also get wind of there's the sport outfit now in Nigeria called APA that are trying to get an indigenous fabricated ball that is still affordable from 7,000 upward. Those you can get those ones from those companies, and so most of these kits are expensive, and then we have different academies that run basketball program, and they have various costs, for attending their camps, and their academy just to develop you. I can't really place the figure on it, but I know some are affordable and some are very expensive. Those kind of programs are laudable because when the federal body, the national body, let me use that word, is not actually very active because of the crisis. Most of these kids don't have opportunity to express themselves in their